Дорогие друзья, всем большой привет, меня зовут Иван, вы на канале Фолиота. Вторая и заключительная часть заключительного эпизода игрушки The-Wolf-Among-Us. На ваших экранах подвал администрации Фейблтауна. Скажем так, ведьмин колодец, где вы, как можете тоже наблюдать, Волк Бигби наконец-таки изловил и привел на суд скрюченного дядюшку, повинного во всех этих убийствах и вообще во всей этой суматохе. Давайте послушаем, посмотрим.
You did well, Sheriff. I'm surprised. Not that you did well, but that, you know... I'm just glad you made it back in one piece.
It's about time you showed up. Now throw this asshole down the fucking well.
Yes, what are you waiting for?
You killed Lily!
She was my sister!
How could
What do you have to say for
Where
yourself?
the fuck do you get off? You think you have the right to
And what
just
about
do this to
Faith?
people?
What could they
You're a
have done?
fucking
Неслась, короче,
crook.
закидывание камнями.
You should be ashamed.
Shithole.
Everyone, can I have your attention? Thank you all for coming here on such short notice. I know normally we'd schedule a formal hearing, but considering the circumstances, I thought it best if we do this as soon as possible. The crooked man is charged with the murder of
As I
Faith
already
and...
informed your sheriff, it was Mr. Georgie Porgy who killed those women, not me.
What? It was Georgie?
Georgie?
I don't mean to interrupt you, Miss White.
Georgie may have killed them, but you made the call.
Do I have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're saying Georgie's the motherfucker who killed my sister? Well, where is he?
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
Yeah,
Верит каждому слову.
Where is that rotten scoundrel now?
Is he still out there?
I sincerely hope not. Well, where is he?
Sheriff?
I killed him. He's dead.
He's... what?
Dead. So you see, the culprit has been punished. There's no
That
need
doesn't
for
change
this.
anything. We'll deal with it later, but right now, you're the one I'm concerned with.
You called the shots. Georgie made that perfectly clear.
In which case, you still have a lot to answer for.
I
And
was
I
told
don't...
I would be allowed to speak.
We have to read the rest of the charges.
What other charges?
If you'd wait a moment.
I'm well aware of my rights, Miss White. Unless you plan to abandon the charter entirely.
Let her finish. Then you can have your say.
Got it?
If you insist.
You are charged with the murder of Faith and Lily, which Georgie carried out on your order, inciting violence against various members of the Fabletown community, including the attempted murder of Sheriff Bigby Wolf.
Twice.
A misunderstanding.
Aiding and providing monetary support for the forced prostitution at the Pudding and Pie. Additionally, you are charged with multiple counts of fraud, extortion, racketeering, and the illegal
Тут,
possession and
короче,
sale
ему
of
до
magical
конца его дней
artifacts.
хватит.
Now, is there anything you would like to say?
First of all, I had nothing to do with Faith and Lily, so you can strike that one from your little record book.
Bullshit! Like hell you didn't.
Stop the charade. We know you're
Come on,
involved.
it's obvious.
And there's all the other crap he's done.
Everyone just shut up for a minute. You wanted a chance to talk? Well, go ahead.
What?
We all know he's guilty. What the fuck does he need to speak for?
The Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government and, most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching
Where it
well.
fucking belongs.
That's
So
right.
let's get
But
on
we
with it
promised
then.
you a chance to defend yourself, and I won't rob you of that right.
What the
You're
fuck?
really going
This
to
is
let him
about
talk?
justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of this town, we have to start doing things correctly. No more snap judgments, no more secrets. We are going to treat everyone fairly, even when they don't deserve it.
Здравое прям рассуждение. Молодец, Белоснежка. Поддерживаю.
This is ridiculous.
Обозленные все стоят.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Miss White. You've all met Georgie. I don't have to tell you what kind of person he was. He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fiber. I hired him as a favor to his family, you see. A promise kept to a dying mother.
Oh,
Are you gonna
jeez.
get to your point or what?
Georgie was working for me, yes. But he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women. It was his business. And for whatever reason, I'm sure only he could understand, he murdered two of his most faithful employees. I had nothing to do with it.
Tell
This
the
is such
fucking
bullshit.
truth for
It's
once.
always been a bit of a powder keg.
If you were so offended by it, why'd you cover it up then? If it had nothing to do with you and your shit, then why'd you try to protect him for so long?
What cover up? I never made any attempt to hide Georgie's criminal activity from you. I learned of it myself
For
only
fuck's
recently.
sake. Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Holly,
Мне кажется, что Холли
please.
кто-то другой стал озвучивать.
When you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than
Хотя,
helpful?
могу
I answered your
ошибаться.
questions. I was willing to
Ну какой он
cooperate.
все-таки хитрый
What's he
уж, а вы
talking
посмотрите на
about?
него.
Yeah, and your goons attacked me. Did you forget that part?
They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end. They do it because they want to protect me, as I've protected them. You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? You'd do anything.
Во
You
лапшу-то
might even
вешает,
give
да, вы
up an
посмотрите на
innocent
него.
man, just to save someone.
What's he talking about?
Yeah, right. They don't do it because they want to protect you. You intimidate people, use scare tactics. They're afraid if they don't follow orders, they'll end up dead.
Let me explain this to you. My employees are just that, hired help. I see some of them are here among you. They are not my slaves. They are all free to make their own decisions, as Georgie was.
What about Lily? She wasn't free. She wasn't given a choice. Do you really think she wanted... that any of those girls wanted their lives like that?
I'm sorry, Holly. I'm sorry that your sister asked me for help, and I'm sorry that I decided against my better judgment to give her a distasteful job.
Right, and you kept them in debt so they couldn't leave.
Yeah. That's what you did to us. How you kept us all
You
in
forget
line.
it was not me who put you in that position. You all act like I'm some kind of tyrant. When your government abandoned you, left you poor and helpless, sniveling on street corners, I was there to look out for you.
Смотрите, смотрите, как он спекулирует, а? Вот
Yes,
засранец.
Wasn't I?
You're the fucking problem here, not us.
Really? What about Auntie Greenleaf? Her story is not uncommon. She left everything she had back in the homelands. Everything that matters, anyway. With nowhere else to turn, she came to me for help. And what did I do for you?
You got my tree back.
I got her tree back, and in turn we used her magic to help poor Fables get glamours. Because I helped her, she was able to make a living, provide for herself. And what did they do?
She wanted my tree destroyed, but Bigby refused.
What?
You were gonna burn her tree? Snow, why would you want that?
Is that true? I know what you're doing, and it's not gonna work. You can't manipulate us or these people. We're not here to talk
Oh,
about
we're
this.
not?
Bigby just
This
means
is important, and I'm glad it's being talked about.
you know why I asked him to destroy your tree. You were working with Crane and the Crooked Man.
It wasn't her fault.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. You hated Crane, and you hated him for wanting to fuck you, and you being too soft to notice what he'd do to get it. It had nothing to do with a crooked man.
Ты вообще б молчала, вот,
We've made some
Старуха,
mistakes. I've
у которой бывает
made some
проруха.
mistakes. But believe me,
Ну,
I
главное,
truly
ее,
want what's
как это
best for this
самое,
town.
дерево сжечь не стали.
And that may not always be clear right away. But I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you. And so does the sheriff.
Yeah, right.
I can't promise you perfection. No one can. But I can promise to always have your best interests at heart.
We didn't get you into this situation. He did.
The Crooked Man's been exploiting you, exploiting your hope for a better life. You would go to him for help, and he would take that weakness and add it to his strength. And if things didn't fall exactly his way, someone would die.
Do you really think the Crooked Man cared about you? He just cared about your money. He cares about your obedience.
They're right.
You're all still afraid of him, even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over, and those girls will have their justice.
Ну что, Где ты, ягоза? Посмотри людям в глаза.
But it doesn't disguise the fact that these accusations are completely unfounded. The sheriff simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the...
Georgie was working for you. Bigby got a confession.
A confession that nobody heard. Now, I'm no barrister, but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom Georgie spoke. Especially
Ах ты гаденыш какой, посмотрите, а.
History.
What are you talking about?
Snow?
And what about your history? All you've done to this fucking town?
What do you mean there's no evidence?
Ну все, посеял сомнение. Зерно сомнения. Какой хитрый упчик, а?
Of course it's right. This man tormented all of you for profit. Georgie killed him.
Let me just make sure I understand you. You're trying to say that I'm responsible for what Georgie did because he was working for me at the time, yes?
Yes.
Of course. Yes, you're responsible.
If I'm to blame for Georgie's mistakes, shouldn't Miss White be held accountable for Bigby's actions as well?
Like what?
How about the way he treated poor Tweedledee when he was in your custody? He was beaten to mashed apples while under
специально старался никого не
Under my
избивать.
watch.
Maybe he's right.
Did you think we'd all just let that go?
You can't be serious.
That was different.
Snow had nothing to do with it. We all thought she was dead.
Besides, Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened. Right before you decided to kidnap him.
It was for his own protection. Oh, you're right, dear. Crane was in charge. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
That's enough.
So, you won't answer for your employees' behavior, but I must perish for mine.
This is completely different.
I
We all...
did not order those two girls dead. It simply never happened. Georgie killed Faith and Lily. End of story. They want to scapegoat me for their own tangled ends, but they refuse to answer for their own crimes.
This isn't right.
Oh, please.
This isn't the point.
We'll deal with them after we
Все
deal with you.
заткнитесь
I
нахрен.
know.
Laws apply when we need them.
Everyone just shut the fuck
I
up.
mean, a certain level of privilege should be afforded to...
who?
This is how it's always been.
Yes. See, this is exactly to what I'm speaking. We lashed our ropes to this diseased world, and ever since, which one of us has been there for you? Who filled your lives with the promise of more? Who was there while they idly played in their towers, judging you, treating you as mindless children, too stupid to command your own destiny? Without me, who will pay your rent when you're on the verge of eviction? Who will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks to our dear citizens? Who will protect you from the big bad wolf? Who will be the...
Bigby? Miss White?
Ух ты.
Excuse me, dear.
I wanted to make sure I
Сейчас
had the
она,
chance to
наверное,
say
что-то
something.
Why
подтвердит.
don't you take a moment to catch your breath, little
What's
one?
she doing here?
I'd like to... I need to say something.
We're kind of in the middle of something.
Bluebeard.
What?
You don't have to do this.
Yes, I do. You probably don't remember me. I don't know why I was afraid to come
My
here.
dear, I don't
Just
know
shut up. You enslaved us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we stepped just one toe out of line. And we couldn't say a word about it because of these damn ribbons. But you know what? Now it's my turn to talk.
How are you?
I found Vivian's body. Did you kill her? Did he?
Sheriff, this is highly irregular.
Be quiet.
We need to establish some order here.
Vivian killed herself back at the Pudding and Pie.
I'm sorry, I don't think
Nerissa! My name is Nerissa.
It's okay, my dear. It's going to be just...
He ordered them dead. This fucker.
Господи, что за
Faith
перевод
and Lily.
обалденный, а? Я
I
угораю.
was in the goddamn room when he did it. Faith and Lily are dead because of you. The only two people who ever gave a damn about me. And now I can finally say, you're an asshole.
We know what happened.
He made Georgie do it. It was always him. Georgie would have never done anything
Да, я,
without
кстати,
his
вот в
say-so.
это верю.
Ever.
You're going to take the word of a...
Да, да.
At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
Did you now?
Looks like we found our evidence.
She saw it firsthand.
He's guilty.
Good enough for me?
Me too.
So that's it, right?
Calm down the witching well.
No, that's too fucking easy for a crook like
Советский,
that.
российский люд на расправу и не люд, но придется в меру опятку учинить над вами
You're
суд.
all rats, fleeing from one sinking ship to the next. So quick to latch onto whatever will keep your miserable lives afloat. This is how you want to repay all I've done for you?
What, you take 2 people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we can't let you go free after this.
Wait!
What?
What did you expect to happen here? You're getting what you deserve.
Well done, then.
Now, for your sentence.
We don't have to become murderers.
What are you talking about?
He's guilty. I know that, but we don't have to kill anybody. We can imprison him. Lock him up forever. Somewhere he can never hurt anyone again.
How can we be sure he won't escape?
I can help. We'll use magic.
That's not good enough.
Maybe
There will
she
be
has
more
a point.
if he isn't
Hasn't
stopped.
there been enough
I don't get it.
bloodshed
So we
already?
get rid
It's
of
too
him.
dangerous.
Get him out of here.
We can send him
Everyone,
away.
галдёж-то,
listen
а?
up! Clearly, we're having trouble agreeing on a suitable punishment. So I think
This is going nowhere.
someone needs to make a decision.
Who?
I hope you aren't suggesting yourself.
Why not?
What about a
А что,
vote?
давайте, правда, демократию проявим.
Everyone,
Надо
calm
проголосовать.
down.
We should have a vote. Make it democratic.
Do you really think that's going to work?
He's right. Nobody can agree on anything.
What about Bigby?
What about him?
He was appointed. He's the only official representative, really. He should be the judge.
That makes sense to me.
I guess it does.
Okay.
Fine.
Are you sure? This isn't how
It's what the people want, Miss White.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, it's your call.
Snow,
Just do what you think is right.
Yes, Sheriff. Do what you think is right.
Оторвать ему
Teach him a
голову. Нет,
fucking
мы не
lesson.
будем его
No.
убивать,
He has to
извините,
die.
оторвать ему голову, мы его запрем.
everyone, I'm...
Not this
Ах ты какой хитрый. Ты на Бигби, ты дрищ, ты на Бигби. Он же тебя сейчас... Глупый ты человек. Ой, прям по скрюченному глазу. Ой, это же больно.
You all remember this moment. Think of me when you try to sleep.
Finish it, Sheriff.
Please, we can...
Не буду я, ребятки, его сбрасывать. Буду руководствоваться здравым смыслом. Нужно действовать действительно по
You said you
справедливости и
had
по
a way to
закону.
keep him from hurting people.
Wait, you can't be
What he's
serious.
done, you're just gonna put him in prison?
This isn't the way, Sheriff.
You're doing the right thing.
Yes, there's a way.
All right, do it.
Ну что ж, вот и решена судьба. Виновник, как говорится, наказан, друзья мои. С чем я вас и поздравляю. Что же теперь нас ожидает? Как-то все прям, знаете, так чересчур канонично. Роскошные уже нынче апартаменты в Вудлендс. Днем позже. Бигби наконец-таки более-менее выспался, да, и решил. Из своих апартаментов выползти. Так. Что же? Ага, вон он сидит. Воландер.
Not what I was expecting. Morning, crooked man.
He's got a sharp tongue. I thought it would be better for everyone if he parted with it.
Thanks, Greenleaf.
Let's just call it even.
Чего?
Hey, Sheriff.
Это кто такой?
I know
Из
who you
Бэтмена,
are,
что ли, кто-то?
Flycat. You've worked at the
Мухолов.
Woodlands for how many years
Правда,
now?
персонаж
I think
Бэтмена.
I've lost count. Are you gonna come see the truck off? We're leaving for the farm in a few. Thought you might want to. I don't know.
I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, great.
This fucking line.
А вот это рыжий стоит. Которого я все время подозревал. Ну, смотрите, все собрались.
Oh, Mr. Wolf, Flycatcher left his keys.
is everything okay? You look...
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I have to take care of this. We'll talk later, okay?
Окей, поговорим позже. Blue Bear.
Good morning, Miss White.
You're late.
Ну что ж, все, в общем, вернулось на круги своя. Жители приходят в администрацию со своими проблемами. Свинья приходит с пивком. Молча так побрел, переставляя своими маленькими копытцами. Смешно. Да, конечно, есть только юмор все-таки в этом волке среди нас. Разбавили такую драму, это нуар-детектив, именно вот такими прикольчиками в виде Колина и тому подобное. Yellow Brick Rose House. Не знаю, почему я это прочитал, потому что это была единственная надпись, наверное. Так, а это кто у нас? Ой, это же жаб, наш тот. Фейблтаун его отправляют. На Homelands или как там? Нет, не Фейблтаун. Маленький еврейчик.
Oh, thank you. It's been pretty busy around here.
Да хватит гундеть ты уже. Предупреждали же тебя.
Just go grab that, would you? It's just a farm. You don't have to be so dramatic about it.
Just why the hell did she have to send me and me boy away, huh? You promised me I'll get another chance, but Miss White said I had to go up to the damn farm anyway.
Wait, Sheriff Bigby, I have something.
You know, he was up crying all night, poor kid.
Can you give this to Miss White, please? Dad says there's no time to say goodbye, so if you could bring it to her, she was nice.
What is it?
I couldn't take them all with me, and she said she liked that one the best. It's a willow beetle. That's a big one. They're cool, because when they're little, they have these pouches that squirt juice at you if you touch them.
I'm sure she'll love it.
She said it was pretty.
We're about ready to head out.
What's it like at the farm? I've heard ogres
DJ
live there,
запомнит.
and they eat people in their sleep sometimes.
God, I hope not.
Do we have to go? I want to stay here.
Well, we don't have a choice anymore.
I'm sorry, TJ, but look on the bright side, okay? There's plenty of space to run around, and a nice river nearby, so you can swim all you want.
Even in daytime?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the Monday seeing you. It'll be nice. Come on, it won't be so bad.
Have you been there before?
No, some of the animals aren't comfortable around wolves.
So you wouldn't know, would you?
We're all set.
Bye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, TJ.
Hey, Bigby. Where's your friend, Colin? Where's the fucking pig?
How should I know?
Долбанный свинач, я обалдел. Все-то он знает, а? О, а вот и Нериса стоит тут. Тоже куда-то отчаливает, да?
Hi.
Забавная финалочка под дождем, да, друзья мои?
You're still wearing that thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess I am. It's not easy to forget. I know it seems like I should be able to. It's just...
You need to let that go. How are you gonna move on if...
Bigby, I know you're trying to help, but this is just something I need to do on my own. Listen, I came here because I have to tell you something.
What is it?
It's about what happened to Faith and Lily.
I'm not sure where to start. Faith, Lily, and I, we had this plan. We were gonna find a way out. Leave the pudding and pie for good. But then Faith decided to get some leverage. She stole a picture of Crane and Lily together. The minute Faith stole that photo, we had dirt on one of the crooked man's allies. If he found out, I had no choice. You have to understand. You've seen how they kept us quiet in that place. Can you imagine the lengths they go just to silence someone who had physical evidence? I had to.
Narissa, what did you do?
I freaked out, okay? I thought if I came clean to Georgie, he'd get the crooked man to leave us alone. We could just forget the whole thing. Maybe try again in a few years.
You what?
So I told him everything. And I begged for mercy for all of us. I didn't want anyone to die over a picture.
You were just trying to protect them.
Yeah. Georgie promised he'd smooth things over with the crooked man. But then... Oh, God.
Какой трогательный момент.
I don't know what happened, but that night at the club, Georgie came back and told me things had changed. He had to make an example of us. We had committed treason. And while the two of us were sitting there, as he was telling me this, Faith walked in, and I had to watch while Georgie...
Wait, so Georgie told you all this? Not the crooked man? Back at the well, you said...
I know what I said.
But it wasn't the truth, was it?
What does it matter? I know the crooked man did it. So what if it wasn't the whole truth? It was true enough.
I guess what's done is done.
I know he ordered their deaths. I wasn't gonna let him get away with it because of a stupid technicality. Especially after... that night, after Faith. I tried to warn Lily, but she wasn't with her scheduled appointment. So I did the only thing I could do.
Ух ты ж, нифига себе. Это она, оказывается. Вы посмотрите, как в тихом омуте черти-то водятся, а?
And I left her, just hoping that maybe if I couldn't save them, could at least save the rest of us.
Why would you do that?
I couldn't think of any other way to get your attention.
So you started all this?
I just pointed you in the right direction. People like us get forgotten all the time. The crooked man was counting on that. When we suffer,
Ну ты просто, я не
we do
знаю,
it in silence. And the world likes it that way.
настолько тактически прям шахматную партию разыграла тут, да, она?
Fade, like we never existed. I couldn't watch that happen to Faith or Lily. Nobody
Женщина,
cares
они
about us.
непредсказуемые.
Not really.
It's going to be different now, I promise. Things like that won't happen anymore. Not while I'm around.
You'll make things right. You and Snow.
I don't know. Seems like no matter what I do, it's just not enough for her, or anyone. I just can't win with these people.
I know it might feel that way, but they need you, Bigby. Both of you. You two make a good team. The way you look out for each other, and look out for us. You don't see that a lot these days.
I don't really know where we stand anymore. Things are just different.
Huh. Things are always different. Look, Bigby. After everything you've done for us, maybe they don't want to admit it, but without you, none of this would have happened. You listened when no one else would. You knew when to show mercy, and you brought justice to this town. Finally. Because you brought the crooked man in, everyone saw who he really was. So from where I'm standing, you did the right thing. You've been given this job for a reason. And I left Faith at your doorstep because I knew if anyone stood a chance against the crooked man, it was you.
No. It doesn't matter what I do. In the end, it's all the same shit it always was.
You're wrong. You've changed this place. For better or worse, Fabletown wouldn't be the same without you. You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
Как прям Вера в начале сказала. Что за подозрительная музыка такая заиграла, ребятки?
I need to tell you something. I have to tell you something.
I feel like we've met before.
You're trying to place me. You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too.
Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little Mermaid.
Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about Faith?
He said he wanted to run more tests.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Не знаю, я бы выбрал пойти за ней, ребятки. Не знаю почему.
I'll see you around, Wolf.
Ух, концовочка интригующая, естественно. What did you do to Georgia? 68%, как и я, его убили, избавили от страданий. Так, как вы наказали? Я, короче, его... И 47% его с это... 98,5% приняли подарок для этой самой... Для Снежки от Ти-Джея. Ничего не знаю. Я сказал Нерисе, хоть как и меньшинство, это самое, как его, что ничего не меняется в конце. Чудовище. Ну, короче, тут можно посмотреть, как наши действия повлияли на тех или иных персонажей. Мясник, Колин. Я над Колином угорать не перестану вообще никогда. Крейн, скрюченный дядечка, Вера мертва, Джорджи мертв, но это неотвратимость сюжета, я так понимаю. Можно, конечно, было бы его убить. Скорее, смотрите, я никого не убил самостоятельно, я имею в виду, я не повлиял ни на чью смерть. Кроме, ну, Джорджа, да, опять же повторюсь, он так или иначе бы умер. Эти все живы, Крошка Тим, Снежка, Нарис, все с ними в порядке. Вот, ну и жабеныш. Жабб. Отправился на ферму. Друзья мои, ну что ж, на этом заканчивается эпопея первого сезона. Я не знаю, обзывать ли его первым сезоном, будет ли какое-то продолжение сей саги. Я думаю, да, эта история всего лишь одна была, она не завязана как-то на каких-то смертях здесь, Бигби живой, жизнь в Фейблтауне продолжится. Это был всего лишь такой эпизод с скрюченным дядюшкой. И я честно признаюсь, что меня не очень впечатлила развязка того, что произошло. Я думал, что будет какое-то серьезное детективное расследование, будут какие-то, знаете, доказательства представлены. А тут просто все сложилось так, что люди тупо на этих самых, даже не на уликах, а просто на то, что пальцы друг на руку указали, завершили все дело. Этот указал на скрюченного дядечку этого. Вот Бигби его нашел, просто пришел, за ним побегал, всех перехерачил и привел его на суд. Все, а они путем это самое свидетельствования решили, что он виновен. И все на этом. К сожалению, такая вот интрига. Я немножечко ожидал большего. То, что Джорджи виновен, ну, мне наспойлерили, но меня бы это тоже не удивило, в конце концов, что прям, он истинный убийца, а стоит за ним прям скрюченный дядюшка. Не знаю, что-то мне показалось, что здесь немножечко не хватает. Хотя под конец еще оставили, повторюсь, небольшую такую интрижку с Нерисой, с русалочкой. Возможно, мы еще увидим и узрим, скажем так, продолжение этого всего. Я, честно говоря, поиграл. Я вообще, по большому счету, получил огромнейшее удовольствие от атмосферы, от неонуара этого и от детективной истории. Друзья мои, я думаю, на этом пора потихонечку прощаться. Обязательно поставьте лайк, подписывайтесь на канал и ждите новых прохождений. Скоро что-нибудь я выложу. С вами был Фолиот, спасибо, что посмотрели. Всем до новых встреч, большое пока.